Hey everybody, it's me Andrew. Get out into nature and tune in for yourself. Resonate with the Earth's electromagnetic field via 432 hertz, the universal frequency. Balance out psychologically and emotionally and further strengthen your brain and your heart's coherence as well. Get a plant-based diet going for yourselves today and nurture yourself right back into life. We are literally herbivores in our nature. Further balance out your physical body's pH level and to get with alkalinity, then you can generate some static electricity, send me some love telepathically, set attention to your mind, and set intention to communicate. That is all there is to telepathy. You are now tuning in to Great Days. So, I'm going to talk on response over reaction today, very, very simply and very, very subtly. So that people can come into understanding of why it is necessary to integrate a responsive way into their lives rather than reactive ways. And I'm going to go into why once again. So let's get right into this. So you want to choose response over reaction. Okay, this is simply the message. Why response over reaction? Because reaction is very karmic in its nature. Karma is literally action. So whenever you are reacting to something, you are entangling yourself within karma. Okay, especially if you find yourself habitually reacting, and then this can become routine, and you can fall unconscious of the entanglement, and this can create all sorts of different types of degrees of suffering, so you don't want to react to things all the time. Rather, you want to respond to everything instead of reacting to everything, because there's the action, then there's the reaction, okay, and then from there it loops, and you can get caught in this loop. It's literally tangling you up, okay. But then response is completely different. Response is bringing consciousness into it, bringing awareness into the cycle of reaction, and it's no more reaction, more so it transmutes into response. Whenever you are responding to something, you are listening, you are paying your attention, you're mindful, and you are able to give a clarification, or you're able to give a response, but if you're reacting to something, um, that's more of it's more unconscious. It's not as aware as our responses. Whenever you're reacting to somebody's, let's say, somebody is calling you and you react to this, and then understand that whenever somebody's calling you, you respond to it. What's the difference? The reaction is you're kind of like uncentered within reaction, whereas whenever you're responding, you're more within a centered state. So reaction and response vastly different. I want to say response is more within center, and reaction is more out of your own center. Response is more of a wise, more of a wisdom, and reaction is more of an entanglement. So make the effort to respond rather than react. you know uh, and you can even do things like, I want to say, let's say somebody throws something at you, and they call your name as the item or the object is in the air, and then you see it like last second. You kind of have like the tendency, it's an unconscious tendency to react to that thing, and then that reaction is literally what sends like a shock into you, and that shock doesn't allow you to be able to catch that thing, you know. But if you change that reaction to a response, that leaves a lot of resonance because of the space that is invited in, and that space is literally the wisdom. The space is literally the the space is literally that, like, that consciousness, that silence, that allows for the timeless, or that allows for you to not be shocked in that in that moment. Rather you're more still about things, which is what response is. Response is literally comes from stillness, or even silence, or even peace. Reaction is a little bit more unconscious, and it's entangling. And reaction is karma. It is literally karma, because karma means action, and action, reaction, is a loop of action, cause and effect. So you would want to respond over reaction, and it does become unconscious. The whole thing of reaction is that usually it habituates itself, and unconsciously routines itself as well within your life, and then you're constantly reacting to everything that's happening in your life. It's like something continues to cycle in your life, it continues to happen to you, and you're just continuously reacting to it, and all that sums or amounts from that reaction to that same thing happening subjectively in your life continues to react in the same way, and that's insanity. You're just reacting in the same way that something is happening to you over and over and over, and you're entangling deeper and deeper and deeper into that cycle of insanity, and you suffer from that point, which is why it is unconscious. But if you change the reaction to response, you invite consciousness, and let's say something is continuously happening to you. The moment you change the reaction into a response, it becomes more spacious, and spaciousness is literally more compassionate, and this compassion allows for a smooth breakage of that cycle, more into the understanding of the novelty of it, or even, like, I want to say dharma, maybe, because karma is like action and reactions, and then dharma will be like learning from it, right? So you then start becoming more responsive, you start learning from it, and you understand that not to react to it over and over, because that's not doing anything for you. More so to break that insanity with response, and this is why it's vital to be responsive. Okay, reaction and response. Reaction is unconscious, and response is consciousness. Okay, so you want to change it, and it's as simple as making the effort. Observe your reactions. Once again, very very keen example is like somebody throwing a ball at you, and then them calling your name somebody throwing a ball at you while you're not paying attention, and then them calling your name as the ball is about to, it's like halfway, and it's about to hit you, or it's about to get to you. There's a tendency to react. That tendency is what you need to dissolve away, or you need to go into that tendency, because within that tendency of reaction is where the unconscious lays. So you need to go into that and integrate the unconscious into consciousness. And then that reaction, that tendency to react, is no more going to be a tendency of reaction, but more so it's going to be an integration of response, and then you a lot of fear, or irrational fears as well, are within that tendency that actually lead to reaction. Irrational fears will be dissolved away as you start to integrate the unconscious into conscious response. Yeah. So it's very, very vital to go from reaction to response. Very, very, very simple too. All you gotta do is keep the conscious realization of continuously observing your reaction to or throughout your life, and then transmutating the reactions into response. Just respond instead of reacting. Very, very simple. We are all already naturally responding to things, but we are also all already naturally reacting to things. So you can just make the integration, in your own unique way, however you want to do it. It just takes a meditation to start to be able to penetrate the reaction itself, and then transmutate it into response. So you got to be meditative, or you got to observe very, very sharp the reactions. Okay, but if you're able to make the transmutation, if you're able to get the reactions and then turn them into response, a lot of consciousness is then integrated or generated at that point from the states of unconsciousness. So make the transmutation, and it will very much allow for an ascension to take place within you. Okay, but that's going to be it for today's video. Once again, I hope everybody did enjoy. Peace out, one love, and have a great afternoon.